Killing the boy once is not enough. He comes back every time you hesitate, every time you get soft. The boy in you wants comfort. The man you're trying to become wants conquest. To stay a man, you've got to build walls the boy can never climb. Why do some men grow and others keep shrinking back? Why do you find yourself grinding for weeks, only to collapse into your old patterns again? Because you never fully killed the boy. You just silenced him for a while. And the moment pressure hit, the boy grabbed the wheel again. This part 3 is about burying him for good. Let's go. The boy waits for someone to save him. He leans on approval, on comfort, on being told what to do. But the man, he understands something the boy can't. No one's coming. Not your parents, not your friends, not your mentors. No one's going to build your life for you. Machiavelli warned, men must either be caressed or destroyed. And in this world, if you're always reaching out for help, for backup, for rescue, you'll be crushed. So kill dependency. That doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means becoming so competent, so calm under pressure, that people lean on you. Because the truth is, if you're not self-reliant, you're not a man yet. You're a boy playing dress-up in adult problems. And the world, it eats boys like that alive. The man doesn't beg for a lifeboat. He becomes the storm. Now let's take it deeper. The boy dreams of being great, but never plans for the pain that comes with it. He wants to be powerful, loved, respected, without blood, without loss, without scars. But the man, he sees the battlefield for what it is, brutal, unfair, and real. And still, he enters it. Fantasy is safe. It's comforting to believe that things should work out, that people should treat you fairly, that if you just stay good, life will reward you. But life doesn't care what should happen. It only rewards what you make happen. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." That's not a fantasy. That's a hard, cold calculation. So here's the shift. Stop waiting for things to feel right. Start studying how things actually work. Look at power, look at money, look at human nature. Understand it, then use it. The boy floats through dreams. The man builds in reality. And that's how the world starts to bend, not by dreaming harder, but by seeing clearly. The boy waits. He overthinks. He doubts. He wants every door to stay open. So he walks through none. The man, he sees the path, makes the cut, and moves. Here's the brutal truth. Indecision is worse than the wrong decision. At least when you act, you gather force, you learn, you adapt. But if you stay stuck in thought, you rot. You become the man who almost did something, almost started, almost left, almost became who he was meant to be. Machiavelli respected swift action, not because it always worked, but because it scared people. It showed you had direction, and that creates momentum. The world respects those who move with precision, not those who beg for clarity. So stop hesitating. Stop needing to be sure. Sure is a luxury. Ruthless choice is survival. The boy waits for the right moment. The man makes the moment right. The boy has a reason for everything. I was tired. No one helped me. They didn't believe in me. He blames the weather, the timing, his parents, his boss, his past. But here's what he never blames: himself. The man, he looks in the mirror and says, "If I lost, it's on me." Because accountability isn't about guilt, it's about power. When you blame others, you hand them control. When you own the result, you take control. Even if the odds were stacked, even if they lied, betrayed, or left you hanging, the man still asks, "What could I have done better?" Excuses protect the ego. Accountability builds the empire. You can't become powerful if you're busy defending your weaknesses. Kill the reflex to explain. Kill the urge to justify. Just take the hit and build from it, because the man who owns the loss earns the win. Now let's get into something even more dangerous: comfort. The boy wants soft things, warm blankets, approval, an easy day. But comfort is a slow poison. It feeds you peace while stealing your power. The man, he knows real growth begins where comfort ends. He runs when it burns. He lifts when it hurts. He wakes when the world sleeps. And here's the secret. You don't get stronger by feeling good. You get stronger by enduring what others run from. That's where the muscle builds. That's where the mind sharpens. That's where the man is born. So while the boy seeks pleasure, the man chooses pain, because pain carries purpose. And comfort, it carries the coffin. The truth is, the boy never truly dies. You may silence him. You may bury him under grit, discipline, and fire, but he waits, quiet, hungry. He watches every moment you soften, every time you delay the hard decision, every time you choose comfort over command. That's when he claws his way back, not loud, not violent, but through tiny cracks, a little laziness here, a little excuse there. And before you know it, you're no longer leading your life. You're reacting to it. You thought you had become the man, but the boy, he was just hiding. That's why manhood is not a moment. It's not a crown you wear forever. It's a battlefield, and you fight for it every day, because the boy will return. He always does. And if you're not ready to meet him at the gate, you'll find yourself living his life again. Not yours, not the life you built, but the one you left behind. Stay vigilant, because the man must be reborn. Every damn morning, the boy wants to believe. He hears sweet words and takes them as truth. He thinks, if I'm honest, they'll be honest too. But the world doesn't work that way. The man, he's been burned, lied to, used. So he learned. People say what you want to hear, but they do what serves themselves. That's why the man doesn't trust blindly. He watches, he tests, he listens more to silence than to noise, not because he's bitter, but because he's been through the fire and refuses to burn again. The boy gives loyalty to anyone who smiles. The man gives it slowly, and only to those who earn it. This isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming clear. You protect yourself not by closing your heart, but by opening your eyes. And once you do, you'll stop being fooled. And finally, you'll start seeing people for who they really are. The boy wants to be liked, so he tries to please everyone. He smiles too much, apologizes too fast, and says yes when he should have said no. But here's the brutal truth. The more you chase approval, the less they respect you. The man doesn't beg. He doesn't adjust his values to fit the room. He walks in, and the room adjusts to him. Because authority isn't about shouting louder. It's about carrying yourself like you don't need a damn thing. Not validation, not applause, not even agreement. That's power. The boy is desperate to be seen. The man makes people look without asking. So stop trying to fit in. You weren't built for approval. You were built to command it. And respect? It's not something you're given. It's something you decide to take by how you carry yourself when no one's clapping. The boy is loud, but not because he's powerful. He's loud because he's insecure. He needs to be right, needs to be seen, needs to win the argument, even if it costs him the war. You'll see it everywhere. A man interrupts to prove a point, raises his voice to defend his ego, posts online to clap back at someone who insulted him. But what's really happening? It's not strength. It's a cry for recognition. That's the boy, screaming from inside a grown man's body. And Machiavelli would have smiled, because that kind of man is easy to predict, easy to provoke, easy to destroy. Now the man, the real man, he doesn't speak to prove himself. He speaks to move things, and when it's time to be silent, he vanishes into the fog, calculating, watching, preparing. He lets fools argue. He lets prideful men trip over their own words. He doesn't defend himself to people who don't matter, because he knows the strongest confidence isn't loud. It's still. It's the kind of presence that doesn't ask for attention, but gets it anyway. That's why fragile pride must die, because the man doesn't fight to be seen. He works in silence until he's undeniable. He doesn't explain. He doesn't chase. He doesn't beg to be right. He just becomes so powerful that being right no longer matters. Only the results do. And that is silent confidence, earned through pain, built in silence, unshakable by noise. Let the boy keep talking. The man, He's already moved 3 steps ahead. The boy doesn't realize he's in a war. He treats each day like it's random, like he has time to waste. He wakes up late, scrolls, wanders through the morning. Everything feels like reaction, noise, impulse. He does things when he feels like it, which is almost never, and that's the trap. Because chaos doesn't look dangerous at first. It looks normal. It feels easy, but it's killing you. Slowly, quietly. Every hour unplanned, every task half finished, every goal abandoned halfway. That's the boy surrendering his future, one lazy moment at a time. Now the man, he doesn't leave life to chance. He builds structure, deliberate, ruthless, relentless. He doesn't hope for motivation. He builds systems, wake-up time, workout time, thinking time, execution time. Repeat, no drama, because the man knows discipline is freedom's sharpest blade. Without it, you're just a slave to emotion, to fatigue, to distraction. Machiavelli never said power belonged to the strong. He said it belonged to the prepared, and preparation is born in discipline. The boy lets his body lead. The man trains his body to obey the mind. He doesn't drift, he directs. And here's the darkest truth. Nobody will stop you from wasting your life. You'll scroll, sleep in, procrastinate, and the world will just keep going. Until one day, you look around and realize you're not ahead. You're not even in the game. So kill the boy who seeks chaos. Kill the version of you who needs to feel ready. And build the man who shows up regardless. Because that man, he gets results, even on the days he doesn't want to. And that is what makes him unstoppable. Finally, you stop asking for peace and start building it. Brick by brick, hour by hour. Discipline is the crown. And chaos dies the moment you claim it. The boy hesitates. He feels fear, and he listens to it. He waits for the perfect moment, for more clarity, for less risk. But here's the truth. That moment never comes. The fear doesn't fade. It grows every time you let it win. Every time you stay quiet when you should speak. Every time you delay the move you know you need to make. And slowly, fear becomes your master. It whispers, stay safe. Don't risk it. What if you fail? The boy obeys. He hides behind comfort, behind planning, behind excuses dressed as strategy. But the man steps into the fire, not because he doesn't feel fear, but because he does and moves anyway. Boldness doesn't mean being fearless. It means acting despite fear. It means forcing the world to respond to your moves instead of reacting to it. You launch, you confront, you walk into rooms you don't feel ready for and claim your place anyway. Because here's the law. The world bends to the bold. People follow those who decide, and the ones who hesitate, they're forgotten. Machiavelli understood this. Fortune favors the bold. It punishes the passive. So kill the boy who hides. Kill the version of you that waits for permission, validation, certainty, and build the man who moves first, the man who speaks with weight, who enters the fight without flinching, who isn't fearless, but is far more dangerous than fear itself. That's what power looks like. Unapologetic, direct, unshakable. Finally, you stop asking, am I ready? And start declaring, I'm here. Imagine living a life where excuses don't even show up, where hesitation doesn't hold your hand, because you've trained your mind to cut, fast, clean, without regret, where fear might whisper, but it never gets the last word. Imagine walking into any room and not needing anyone's approval, because you've already given yourself permission. No more begging, no more bending, no more apologizing for being strong. You don't just move through the world, you move the world around you, because every weakness has been hunted down, exposed, replaced with iron. That's when the boy finally stays buried, and the man, he begins to rule, silently, completely, untouchable. That's your job now. Don't just kill the boy, become the man, and stay him.